So today's recipe is going to be for homemade fish and chips. Today for our chips we are going to use some new potatoes and we're going to make crispy crushed potatoes. So each potato we're going to put some little holes in using a fork. So now we've got our potatoes all ready here. Instead of boiling them, we're actually just going to put them in the microwave for about 6 or 7 minutes until they're just about soft, and then we'll crisp them up in the oven. Potatoes are now in the microwave, cooking away. Our oven is preheating, so we want to get ready for the next step. So you need a baking tray. We're going to use some garlic and some herbs, and I've got rosemary here. Dish, we're going to add a little bit of oil so they don't stick to the bottom. So these are our potatoes, which were in the microwave for 6 minutes and they are just about soft. So we are going to crush them. So each one, just with the back of a fork, we're going to press down until we crush it. Okay, so we've got our crushed potatoes, we've got our garlic, we've got our rosemary, we've got our tray with a little oil in. We're going to put our potatoes in here. And then we'll sprinkle over some of our garlic and rosemary. And then we want a drizzle of oil. Now, whilst our potatoes are roasting and getting lovely and crispy, we're going to get our fish ready. So we've got 2 fillets of white fish here. It doesn't matter what kind of white fish you have. And what we want to do is make sure it's not too wet. We're going to dry it with a little bit of kitchen paper and then we'll get the batter ready. So onto our fish here, we're going to just sprinkle on some plain flour. And rub it all over all the different sides. So our next job is to make our batter for our fish. So we've got a bowl here with some plain flour and baking powder, and we're going to whisk in some water. So we have now got a large frying pan which is quite deep on a medium heat, and we've added vegetable oil. So enough to be about half full. So we want to stir with the oil the whole time whilst it's heating up. You can use something like a wooden spoon, dip the handle in, and if we see lots of little bubbles, we know that the oil is the right temperature. Okay, so now we're gonna cut our fish. So take your fish, use some tongs, or you could use a fork, and we will put it into the batter on both sides. Then lift and let all the extra batter drip off, and then we'll carefully lay it in the pan. So we'll start this side, gently put it in, away from us. Now once you can see it's going golden around the edges, you can have a look on the other side. So be very careful. Remember, this oil is absolutely boiling, so we can use our tongs and gently turn it away from us. If it is boiling so much that it's spitting oil, turn the heat down, and then we're going to cook it for about 2 or 3 minutes on each side. Let any excess oil fall off and put it on our plate that's got kitchen roll on to absorb the extra oil. You can use forks, put our fish in. Make sure your fork is firmly attached, and then we will lift it into the oil. Again, we are starting with it near us and then letting it fall away very gently. this pan of oil is going to come off the heat, and now we've got our lovely, crispy, homemade battered fish. So in the same time, our potatoes have gone lovely and golden and crispy. Take them out of the oven and we are ready to serve. So here is our finished dish. We've got our homemade battered fish, our super crispy crushed potatoes. We've served ours with some mushy peas that we've made. Really hope you enjoy it. Please do remember, you now need to leave your oil to completely cool down, then put it into a plastic sealable container and get rid of it in the normal rubbish.